So weird to be backwards.
It's all right. Nope, it's not like anybody's looking yet.
So
All
weird
right.
though.
So if I'm
Now
looking
my hair
right,
looks like poo-poo.
your hair doesn't look like poop.
Okay. All right, thanks.
All right. Hold on. Let me fix my. There we go. Fix my tights. All right. If I'm looking. If anybody watches the replay, they're going to be like, these hoes should get ready before they start. But it doesn't let me do like a preview on here. Shedding. Okay.
We all shed.
All right. Me. Oh, I should have got a pin. Can I borrow one of yours? Thank you. All right. Oh, hold on. Okay. I have a good fidget.
Do you?
I do. I have one of my teens. Her mom, they own a nutrition business.
Sweet.
And hold on.
I'm missing another fidget I had. Oh, here's the other.
This one. Okay, dude. All right. No, but whoever watches the replay is gonna be like, these chicks are stupid. But at least for now. 'Cause you know what? Like this one, feel it.
Is that
Roll
the,
it.
That's the pain one.
I know. I almost said to that little girl, like, how'd you know I'm into pain now? No, I didn't say that.
Awesome. But you know what might help us more too is
I've got to look at that.
I know.
To not look at ourselves there.
That would be so much more helpful.
Oh, let me get a clip. I said nobody's.
But remember, we can't clip it over that.
But I can clip it right there.
Okay. Good. Well, Mommy and Michelle are going to have our show, okay?
Well, it's already on. But...
Oh, well, yeah, we're already having our show.
All right. If I can do it like that.
Cha-ching. See, even easier to like not look at it.
Can we see the paper though on it? No, and now we're not,
as long as it's
and now we're not looking at that. We're looking at ourselves.
Fantastic. Oh, well, paperclip. But
yeah, paperclip over my face. I don't have to be able to see my face.
Okay.
Well, I kind of do.
Yeah, I was like, readjust it.
Because otherwise it's going to drive me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That one's right there. Hopefully it looks like we're looking at the screen. Should I bring it down a tiny bit?
I'm not sure if you need to.
Maybe.
I think it's good, though.
Just
all right.
Gave the... Oh, sorry. The two people that watch a great view of my cleavage. You're welcome.
All right. Well.
Okay. Hey, guys. It's Michelle.
And Lindsay.
With ADHD How To and
WTF.
I have to do the lip bite, finger point thing. Okay. So, let's try to keep track, too. A little bit of track.
All right.
So it's
2:30.
2:30. So try to keep it at 30 minutes because the other one was like really long.
Oh, we know it. We know it was long, but that's just how we do sometimes. But yes, we'll try it for 30 minutes. Sounds good to me.
Mine's long. Such an idiot. All right. So what are we talking about today, Linz?
Well, I want to talk about impulse control, but more related to kids because I am seeing it so much with my kids where there is no, it's gone. It's lack of impulse control. And I will get, questions from my mom. Oh, why, did you see what is going on? And I have to choose my battles with that because it is here, do you want me to, okay. let's define it. How about let's go there. Then we can talk about the other.
Oh, hold on. You know what? So that I look like like a professional.
The other unique stuff.
Yes. Hold on. Well, I actually also really do need my readers.
You're welcome, YouTube. We
should be
super professional.
I should be more prepared, but I'm not. So,
okay.
When I put on my real readers, I look like a bug. But if I'm going to be reading facts, then I don't even know what these look like. I probably look like an idiot. I don't care. There. I do have to see myself on this big one. See how stupid I look. Oh, extra stupid. That's good.
You look fine.
I look extra
now
stupid.
it's totally covered. Okay, there we go.
All right. No, I have to take those.
All
off.
right, so let's.
I thought it was going to be funny. Anyway, all right. As I waste half the time being an idiot.
All right. So impulse control.
It's in my eye now.
And
all right. What is impulse control? Impulse control refers to the ability to resist or delay an urge to act, especially when the action might be inappropriate or harmful.
Mm-hmm.
It's my life. It's a key component of executive functioning, which is often impaired in both ASD. What does ASD stand for? Autism spectrum disorder. We should rehearse. Which is often impaired in both ASD and ADHD. Neurological and cognitive basis, ADHD, it's a core deficit, and impulsivity is a hallmark symptom. It's neurological roots. It's the dysfunction in the prefront. I do feel like I need to have glasses on for this.
Prefrontal cortex.
No, let me see the big words.
I didn't even read it. I was just assuming that's what you were going to say.
Neurological roots. Dysfunction in the prefrontal cortex and basal ganglia. Also has to do with, I said that right? Dopamine dysregulation affects reward processing and inhibition. Manifestations include blurting out answers, interrupting conversations. This actually makes my vision worse. Acting without thinking. Jesus Lord, this is my life. Difficulty delaying gratification. Yep. Like when you open presents early. Like, did you ever sneak and open your Christmas presents? Probably not, because you're a good person.
I had to wrap all the presents of the house.
So when I got
never
older,
saw mine.
Oh, see, when I got older, I had to wrap my own presents. But when I was younger, I mastered the art of being able to like get the tape off without it have something in my eye.
Well, like my mom wrapped so horribly, I took over that job, and I was like, "Oh, I'll wrap all the presents." So yeah, that's what she had me do is wrap everybody's Christmas present, and then mine looked like
that sounds like a nightmare.
Horrible. Love you, Mom.
It's not a core symptom of ASD, but it is still common. I have something in my freaking eyeball. It has neurological roots, impulse control. This is neurological roots with ASD. Impulse control issues often stem from sensory overload, emotional dysregulation, or rigid thinking. I'll explain this in regular terms. Differences in sensory processing and emotional regulation circuits. So some of the manifestations would be, this is with ASD, meltdowns or shutdowns, self-injury, difficulty shifting attention or coping with change. This is all impulse control. Co-occurrence, it occurs in up to about 70% of individuals that have autism that also meet the criteria for ADHD, so ADHD. Impulsivity may be amplified due to overlapping executive function deficits and sensory sensitivities, which basically in layman's terms means you're going to have impulsivity issues if you have ADHD, you're going to have them if you have ASD, but it's going to be like magnified like crazy if you're ADHD.
That's right. I have a kind of good example of when my kids are doing something that is dangerous and I'm trying to get their attention. There is zero comprehension that I have spoken a word, which unfortunately, with being a late diagnosed and not being able to control my own impulses for so long, I still do some yelling and then I have to check myself, but so if I'm yelling and they're laughing so hard, they're doing something so loudly too, they don't even register me, which is what you just said, that basically those things cancel each other out. So me yelling them, they don't hear it because of the action that they're doing together.
I apologize. I have something in my eye, but I know a lot of times if I step away, it can throw you off.
So it does. Thank you.
Do you want to,
sure. How about I do that? Sorry. So clinical research insights, a 2025 mega-analysis using fMRI data showed that while both conditions involve executive dysfunction, the brain connectivity patterns differ significantly between ASD and ADHD. Oh, well, yes, I can understand that. But ADHD, cognitive control is the primary deficit, while ASD, emotionally and sensory dysregulation play a larger role in impulsivity. Okay. And then we're talking about strategies. So we might wait until she gets back. So for now, I can give a good example about a scenario, I suppose, of, something that my kids do. We have a big, long, old couch, and you can stand on the back of it, or at least my 3 and 4-year-old can stand on the back of it. And of course, when I see them, I am instant panic. I'm upset and I'm like, oh my gosh, get down, right? Because I know what's going to happen is because they're a little pushy on each other. And guess what? If one does a slight nudge, the other and goes, "Oh, well, I can one up that," and they just sort of like mimic each other, and they have pushed each other off, and they've fallen right onto the hardwood floor behind it, which of course just makes me panic. However, because I can't stop them from climbing the furniture, the only other thing is giving them games that does the same thing, but which is of course less harmful. So, the floor is lava, right? So then they just go to furniture, where the ottoman, this other chair, and then this other table that we have that I put plants on all the time. I go, and that's perfect. But that's what I've realized is stopping. Let's see, when I get all that, it's so crazy. It has been a big struggle of how I'm supposed to stop my impulse control when something like that happens, when you're instantly, it's super dangerous and you're like, you're exploding on the inside. How difficult that has been now being diagnosed, because I have to unlearn what I have been instincts. Now, I know medication isn't for everybody, but I have found that the medication turns that dial down for me, where I don't react like a sharp dagger. I go, I just do. I can do it much more calmer. I can be, oh guys, wow, that looks so much fun, but
my goodness, I apologize.
That's gonna, you're gonna hurt yourself, right? So, all right, she's back.
I think. Oh my goodness,
I hope so.
Blink. I'm trying. I apologize. I just can't. Eye is killing me.
Well, so I read everything there. You were just going to talk about strategies and theories, unless you wanted to add something real quick about things that you've noticed about impulse control, like because you're around kids a lot.
Gosh, the impulse control. I don't want to say. Actually, you know what? Let me just say it.
Yeah, you can take that off. That's okay.
Oh no. Oh wait, it shows that 2 people are watching. Crap! And I'm like, I was going to start it over again.
Yeah, well, we can't do that. All right.
Can't start it over again.
Then we need to see if they're chatting too. So if you have any questions, please.
Oh my god, my eye is
questions.
Like literally killing me right now. I'm so sorry that you have to see this horrible thing. Okay.
Do you want me to read it?
You can read that. I've got to get an eye drop. I'm so sorry.
All right. So, strategies and therapy. Behavioral interventions. So they're saying about applied behavior analysis uses positive reinforcement, task analysis, and self-management plans. So that one would be cognitive behavioral therapy. The reason I'm looking at this in like questioning is because I'm trying to figure out, well, how can I help myself to be better in this way? And it's, it still is hard aside from self-management plans, task analysis. Not sure about that one. Aside from when my kids are bouncing off the walls and they're doing very dangerous things, I do have to explain things out to the nth degree, which is fine for me depending on the time of day. So, unfortunately, because with having ADHD and autism, I have there's a timeline on my energy and how much I can spend on certain things. And of course, it's towards the end of the day. I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. Okay. I think they're okay. Or I'm like, I try to help them behave better. But as you know, I think we all have struggles. If we are late diagnosed, it is hard. Okay. So the other thing, CBT can help individuals recognize and reframe impulsive thoughts. Focuses on nervous system regulation. Techniques like stop method, stop, think, operate, process. Oh, yeah. Stop, think, operate, process. Man, that's so hard with little kids, though. If anyone out there has little kids and that's what they're finding difficult, all I can do is I just steer them to the next thing, like find something else that they might be more interested in instead of this thing that is really harmful, or come up with other fun ideas, like, oh, here's a brand new box that this thing I just ordered came in. They love that more than other toys that we have. So definitely. Oh, the other thing I thought about is when I see them doing very impulsive things, I think of them as little scientists, because I see them thinking, well, what happens if I do this? They do it. they find out what happens, which isn't always good. Like
It reminds me of. I'm still trying to. I apologize so much. I'm still trying to fix my eye, but it reminds me of FAFO. F around and find out.
Well, that's definitely what my boys do. The other day, I had like this long blade of grass because I do floral arrangements. So I had it because I was going to use it for a cat toy later. And one of my sons threw it at Gigi, at our grandma, and she was instantly enraged, and she's like, "You got to come back. You got to talk to your son. I don't know why he did that." And of course, I'm like, "Of course we don't know why. He doesn't know why. There's not a why did you do that? It is a this would be cool flying in the air, and oh, there's Gigi. She's gonna see it too." And no, not it wasn't the reaction he was expecting. But
I don't even know if there's that much thought. I hope that they can hear me. I have to take out my contact and I'm trying to like wash it.
oh, I hope so too, because
in contact solution. Blink twice if you can hear me.
Yeah, that's basically been my strategy though, is to steer them towards something else that looks just as fun but is not harmful.
That's if
of course,
you catch them.
That's right.
It.
If I catch them do it, because yes. Well, most of the time I'm just sitting there watching them, and it's unfolding, and I see what's happening, and I see this one elbows this one. Now this one's upset, and their feelings are truly hurt. So it's not just they're upset that they got elbowed; they're upset that their brother elbowed them. So okay, good. Take over. Let's talk about some impulse control. That is, we're adding to mine.
That was terrible. I apologize. So impulse control issues. So with kids. As I like sit down, I'm like just pulling that one hair straight out of my head. My medicine should be kicking in any second.
All right. Just
so when she said that's what she wanted to talk about today, I was like, that actually works out perfectly, because just last night, Matt, my husband, he went to go put Avery down to bed, not euthanize, and even though there's days. He went to go put Avery down, and she sleeps with a noisemaker. And he comes out of her room, and he's like, "What?" Matt doesn't cuss. Only I do, because I'm the absolute freaking worst in the world.
No negative down talk about
you're
yourself.
Right. You're right.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so he comes out, and he went to turn on her noisemaker. He put his hand on her dresser. He comes out. He's got wet foundation, like makeup. I'm looking at the wrong thing. A makeup foundation all over his hand, and he's like, "What is this? Why would she painted the top of her dresser with foundation?" He's like, "Why?"
Sounds just like fasted. Like, I bet it was so cool. It made a really cool pattern. And then she's like, "I got to cover the whole thing now," and just kept going to town. Right. Just the mind goes.
And see, but before that, earlier, I had been in the bathroom, and before anybody says anything, okay, let me just back up. We said this was like going to be whatever long. I'm going to try not to make it long. Because I feel like I need to throw this out there, because people are probably like, "I thought you said that your daughter was like about to be 10. Why does she have foundation?" From when she was in a play.
Oh.
She had foundation that they made them get. I do let her wear makeup.
You don't have to explain yourself. You can just end it right there at she was in a play. Like,
well, yeah. Well, I do like on just a daily. This will be a whole other thing for some other time. Avery has known her whole life that makeup does not make you beautiful. Makeup is fun. And
that was my original masking, by the way.
Makeup.
Oh yes, I was like different personality. Yep.
It will not. I had like terrible skin when I was growing up, and then you go into perimenopause and you're like, "Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. I was hoping acne would come back. Fingers were crossed that it would." I've noticed that like itching my nose is like I think a stem that I do when we're on camera now. But anyway, Avery, she something about wearing. She likes to wear eyeshadow.
Oh no! Talk about the armoire, the dresser. So she painted it, and then what happened? So your husband's like,
yeah. So he was like, "What the heck is wrong with your child?" And I'm like, "Oh, when she does something funky, she's my child." But earlier, I had been in the bathroom and I looked at the door frame and I'm like, "What is that red smiley face?" She had taken her freaking lipstick and drawn on the door frame made smiley faces. And so we have a rule in our house. We say, if you tell the truth, there is no trouble, no matter what it is. If you tell the truth, because it takes a lot of bravery to tell the truth, there's no trouble. We always say, if we find out though,
that you lied, you try to cover up something, and you're like, everything's fine, and you're oh no, we're mad.
I'm looking down at the wrong thing again. So she so I asked her, I was in there when I saw it, and she was in the bathroom, and I said, is there anything that you need to tell me that you maybe haven't told me yet? She's like, I said, maybe something about, sorry, I have knee-high boots on, I'm trying to retie them. I said, something maybe here in the bathroom that you haven't told me? And she's like, yeah, I drew on the door frame with my makeup. And I said, stupidly, why did you do it? And she's like, I don't know. In knee-jerk reaction, I wanted to go, well, what do you mean you don't know?
Uh-oh. Well,
then it hit me. I'm like, I do stupid, impulsive stuff.
Excuse me, it's all
the
yours
time.
now.
Yes. I do stupid, impulsive stuff all the freaking time. And then without even somebody else asking me, why did you do that? Me to myself, I'm like, why the hell did you just do that? Why did you just say that? What is wrong with you? But so she didn't get in trouble because she told me that she did it. And we're in the middle of potty training. Not me. I'm mostly already potty trained. But Lindsay and her youngest are potty training. Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I have no idea who was watching right now, but thank you for watching. It threw me off. Oh, anyway, so the impulse control thing. Yeah, so when your kid does something like, they'll be 8 years old, 9 years old, and they'll put something in their mouth, or they'll swallow something, or stick something up their nose. And you're like, oh, so it's Maggie. Yes, redirection is key. That's if you see them doing it. That's the key. If you see them doing it. If you don't catch them while in the middle of doing it, if you just find the aftermath of it, or when they come to you and they've got something lodged up their nose, or like I said, they've swallowed something, or here in class, even though the kids are 4th and 5th grade now, so they're all between like 9 and 11, I'll find books that are chewed up. And I'm like, who ate the Dog Man book? And there's a kid that's like, I eat paper when I'm at home. I'm like, oh my God. Gosh.
Potty training. Woohoo.
That's what I told him. I said, I'm almost potty trained. It's Maggie that's on. Or did she put that earlier?
Oh, yay. Hey, Mag. No, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So actually, I wanted to say something that drawing on the walls, when me and my sister were younger, and I think we shared the room, we have pictures of it somewhere in our album somewhere where we drew and wrote and all over the entire walls. And it was like a big, huge thing. And it was like, why'd you do that? Well, because we wanted to. So that was like an impulse thing. But later on, it did get fixed. But I mean, it actually got painted over, which was really weird that we didn't have those things there anymore. But I just had to say that.
I think there's worse things, though, than drawing on the wall, especially if it's all done on the same wall.
Oh, wait. I do have something worse.
You're like, they were all penises. No,
it wasn't the drawings. No, it was first. My mother had just got the kitchen floor replaced with linoleum, and me and my sister, we always watched like action movies. Of course, one of our favorite was Willow. And I don't know why we ended up with the kitchen knives, but we were practicing throwing knives, and we threw them at the kitchen door. We were trying to get them to stay, but it mostly landed right onto the new linoleum floor right there. That is probably one of my best impulse. We were just
knife throwing.
Yes. Yep. Kitchen knife throwing. Yep. That is what we did.
I used to start fires.
Did you now?
I really did. Not like this sounds like such a rare.
I mean,
I just blurt that out.
I did in fireplaces.
I need for context. It was a short period of time. I learned how to do it, and I was like in 3rd grade. And I used to we lived in Italy at the time, and so there's a lot of pine trees. And I used to get like dead pine needles, and I would just start
Now,
little fires.
did you have matches or did you have the flint and did you do it that way?
Matches? If I had had flint, I probably would have burned down the apartment complex because I would have been so proud of myself.
That's cool.
For knowing how to use the flint.
Right.
That, yeah. But I always put them out.
That's good. That's good.
It makes me sound like such a little
now
psychopath.
No, it's not. It is no, because what I was trying to explain about all the things that I see them do, just just doing experiments. Like, oh, can I get
That's
this
exactly
to
what it was.
It has nothing to do with you being a lunatic. We are literally going, oh, we're trying things. I mean, come on, ADHDers invented the wheel, all right?
Yeah, it's like, what happens if I do? Yeah, exactly. We're the innovators. What happens if I do this? There are times though that I don't. And I mean, a lot of adults do this, but when it comes to just blurting things out or texting things, posting things, and then right after, like, this will be funny. And then as soon as I do it, I'm like, what was that? Why did I do that? And then like, click, unsend, delete, whatever.
Well, okay. Yeah, that's the nowadays one, right?
Which
like
now, I mean, so
more common one. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Then
those are
throwing knives at at the floor or starting.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Experiments and sensations too. Maggie said.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
I do think the sensation part actually. So when kids do put random things in their mouth.
Yes. Like my kids, it's dirt. What else have I seen? I don't know. I know that I tried to make a list of the random words that I'd said that fit my kids. I couldn't believe that they came out of my mouth. But I don't know where that paper is because I lost it.
Oh, things that you've had to say, like, don't do that?
Yes.
Yeah, the amount of things that I've had to say, get that out of your butt.
Oh, no.
And let me specify, not like in the butt, but like in the butt cracks.
Yeah.
Like just saying like,
right.
This hold, can I put this in?
Pencils, right. But like when you see it, you see them and they're literally going, huh. Weird, and
I have a video.
It's amazing though that
I have two. I'm gonna post it. They're on my phone of AJ coming up to me crying. He was like maybe 5 or 4. He was 4, crying because he had Pokemon cards stuck in his teeth. And then another one, he came to me crying because he had a booger stuck between his 2 front teeth. So of course I did what a good mother would do, and I pulled out the camera.
Oh,
but
that's right. That reminds me of how many multiple times that one of my sons had put peas up his nose, and he would
peas is so common.
He would, exactly, it is. But he would come up to me and he'd be like, trying to be like, I got it in my nose, and he was just like, and I was just like, okay, let me help you, and I try not to freak out.
You're like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. So
hold on 1 second.
All right. So blurting out answers, interrupting.
When they stick something up their nose, the trick to getting it out, you either close the other side and you tell them to blow, or you close the other side and you blow hard in their mouth. And
I think we just got him to blow. But all right. So if we're trying to stick to the time, what else do we have going on? Hopefully we did some good examples of impulse control, at least in kids, but
I feel like we did a terrible job today because of me. We've only got like 10 minutes left. I feel like we did a terrible job. So, impulse control. So, do we want to talk more about it in the kids or how it presents in our
Well, I think we should, because I know I already said some of my impulse control problems is trying to correct some of their behavior, but because I'm not able to stop my impulses of being either upset or yelling.
That's perfect. Yes.
Right? Or having this fire, just like this instant reaction. So
it's to
if you have any tips, or if you're like, oh, I've seen that, and then what do you think? Give us some of your thoughts on that one.
What I have to do in class with Avery, and so it's like half, it's half good advice for, other people's kids, and then just me being honest and real about the struggles with my own kids. I'm sorry. This eye is killing me today. I didn't start until we went live. But So with her, and I've had to explain to her that when she starts, so her impulse control issue is she will instantly, like if I give her an assignment, she will instantly just start, this is too hard, I can't do this. It's just her,
Oh, okay,
her
right.
instant, but also her, oh my goodness, her tone will be so, she can't control it. But it's hard to remember that she can't control it. And so my impulse control reaction is then to get pissed off.
Yeah.
And so I respond pissed. And so when we're not in the moment, you know, I'll have to tell her, like a lot of times we'll have to step away.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be like, I don't understand what I did wrong. And I'll have to tell her, like, look, in front of the whole entire class, you were just really ugly and really disrespectful, your tone and everything. And she's like, I didn't realize that. And, you know, then I'll have to explain, look, when you do that, it instantly sets me off. My impulse reaction is to then respond the
To the
exact
tone.
same way
Yeah,
that she responded.
Right. So it's not necessarily what her daughter is saying. It is the tone that does that triggering to you.
Yeah. And
Right.
it's her.
Just so we're clarifying to everybody.
Yeah. Her impulse reaction is to respond in that aggravated tone. But then, like I said, so is mine. And so what I've had to do is I've had to tell her, look, I will stop. Because when she gets like that, I tell her she needs to step out of the room. Because our first line of defense to try to like keep it from escalating is I tell her, I'm like, we just need to get out of each other's face. We need to not be around each other.
Right.
And so I'll tell her to step out of the room. Well, she said that's embarrassing. And so she refuses to do it. And so I told her, this was just this past week. I said, okay, I said, then what we're going to have to do, I said, I will try to remember that you can't control that tone, which is really hard. And you will then have to remember that I'm not going to look or look at you or speak to you, because I can't, if I'm going to stay calm, you cannot be triggering my nervous system right now.
Right.
In any way.
So in a way, that's like a compromise of, because I know this happens, I have to react this way so that I can try to not react to you in that other way. Yeah. That is hard. At least
Very
you're
hard.
talking to a child like that. Like when my boys have a down, which they're very hard on themselves, and I just can't even get through them. And it is one of those things where it's like they are super, super hurt about something, and it's nothing I can do anything about. And so I'm just trying to like get what you're trying to say. How can I apply it to my own?
Yeah, how quickly, because ADHD and ADHD kids, that RSD, that rejection sensitive dysphoria. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I am so sorry how many issues I'm having.
Well, Maggie here says, no, you guys really leveled up this episode. ... And then she goes, way to go with.
Well, thank you. I cannot believe like the trouble I'm having with this eye today, this contact. But
all right, so you got it figured out where you look this way, and then she's what
so
else
I
is
tell her,
going on?
I'm like, okay, so just the general advice at all, let me zone in. If that's one of your issues, if you have an ADHD or ADHD kid and it really is an impulse reaction, when you tell them to do something or they're overstimulated or whatever, and they respond with that ugly tone, you do have to remember that it's an impulse thing. They are not consciously going, well, I'm about to be a butthole. I'm about to respond like this. When it comes out, then, and this is all things that have to happen in a matter of seconds. And it's so hard.
Is so hard.
And I'm not good at it. Do not get it twisted. Do not think that I'm over here like I've got this mastered.
That's what I told him earlier. I was like, well, being undiagnosed for so long, I've had so much practice of doing the wrong thing. It's so much
on a
harder
scale
to do
of
the right
1 to
thing.
10, like how successful am I at this so far? Like a 2, basically.
Give yourself more credit.
And
But it's also a little bit easier is because you do work with other kids, is working with kids to get through theirs.
But see, I can go through theirs so much easier than I can with Avery's. So yeah, so the quick advice, remember that they're not meaning to do it, but if you yourself are ADHD or ADHD, explain to your kid, go, look, I understand that you're saying that you don't know that that's the tone that you have, but you need to also understand that that makes my immediate response come out like this. So what we need to do in that moment is we need to just get out of each other's faces.
Right.
Because sometimes, like what was happening is I would tell her, you need to get out of my face. And then she would get her feelings hurt that I said, get out of my face. And so then it would go from her having the attitude about whatever it is that we were supposed to be doing to now she's sad saying that I hurt her feelings.
Right.
And I'm just going to be real. It pisses me off when she then says that I hurt her feelings because I was using the tool that I gave her to help us not escalate this thing with the ugly tone.
Right.
And so it's a work in progress.
And it's a big thing. It's big, complicated.
But at least I will say that is, for us, because we're still trying to figure it out, the fact that there is a dialogue about it at all helps. And I make sure that I am super honest and open with Avery about my own struggles.
Yes. Gosh.
So that,
not with Avery, but with my daughter. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that she knows that, so that she doesn't do like we did and feel like I'm just this horrible, awful, bad kid, this bad person that can't control their moods, that just needs to learn how to manage stress better.
Right. What's interesting about that is when we tell our kids, it's like when you're focused on something, you're narrow focused. It's on a very small thing. And when you're able to tell your kids the other things that go on in your life that are similar to exactly what they're doing, their little mind just opens up and they're like, oh, and in a way, I mean, that does help them refocus, because sometimes you can't even get your child to get out of that thought process, which of course is why she's saying to walk away. And there's that take a deep breath, which we as the parent, it's so hard for us to do, to take that breath, to take that 10 seconds so that we can try to say what we really need to say to them in a proper way. Yeah.
Just those 10 seconds are, I'm looking down the wrong place. Those 10 seconds are, me getting pissed off.
Maggie says, we are masters at doing it the wrong way.
Hell to the yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We're like so good at it.
Yeah, so good.
However,
so good. Yeah. I think I can go in after this is done and I can edit it. So if we go a tiny bit long, because no one is watching this except for the one person that was on earlier and Maggie.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And I can go back and I can trim.
Well, let's not worry about that.
I'm not worried about it right now, but okay.
You don't have to say that to them. But
thank you for constantly reining me back in.
You're welcome.
My neuroses. But so you were just, okay, what were you just saying about the
having the focus, the narrow focus? Stopping and taking that time, that 10 seconds to breathe.
Yes.
What did I say? Smell the roses and blow the candles out. That's what I've been having my kids do all the time when they're super upset. But they have to keep doing it to try and trick their body into going. That's what we have to do. Trick our body into not exploding, not to hyperventilating, not to going to that extra emotional moment. It's crazy.
So to stop. Oh, okay. So that's
crazy hard.
And hopefully this will maybe help people. So what I do with, I do it with my own kids. I do it with the kids in class. I will do this with strangers' kids.
Good.
Regardless if they're neurodivergent or not. Hell, I do this with adults. I do it with humor with adults. But anytime your nervous system is activated, you're in the sense of like your fight or flight or your cortisol, like when you're really scared, you're really mad, you're really, really stressed. And it's one of those things where you on your own, like those wheels are just going, like you're about to,
like that race car is going,
you're about to take off. I can usually slow it down or stop it with redirection, but I can't do the way that I do redirection. So like in class with the kids, whenever, this especially when we had them when they were younger, there's this one little girl that if she started crying, she would start to hyperventilate, but it could be something like my balloon popped. And she would be like, and so what I would have to do, I would not react to the crying. I would not be like,
Not
oh my
like,
gosh,
are you
baby.
okay? Not like that.
What
Right.
I would do, so like she's hyperventilating and she would get going so much. Her mom's like, she's gonna throw up. She's gonna throw up. And I would go, hey, real quick, even though she's having a meltdown, I go, hey, real quick, what did you get on your birthday? I forgot.
Really?
They can't. Then their brain has to shift. And I'm not asking them what's 2 + 2. I'm asking them something that interests them. And so like, what did you get for your birthday? And they're like, and it's like putting a stick in that bicycle spoke that's spinning.
That's brilliant. Yes.
And so they'll be like, squish blows. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I can't hardly hear you.
One?
Oh. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I want to be able to hear you. Here, blow on my hand real quick. Blow my hand like you're blowing out a candle. And so, and what I always do too is I'm gonna touch you, but there's something about pressure on their chest and their back, and it slows down their heart rate. But while they're talking to me, I'll go like this, and I'll just put a little bit of pressure, and I'm like, so like, I feel you. Yeah, like I feel your heart. Honk, honk. I'm just kidding. But
there goes that classic impulse control.
Well, that is what. That's how I interrupt like a period. That's how I interrupt adults and make them stop. But
no, that's actually a really good one because it really does help you focus, and it sort of feels like a hug. It feels like you're there. It feels like you're not alone, and it's a lot easier to comprehend maybe what else is going on instead of I'm gonna.
And it keeps
right?
literally like it physically restricts you from being able to go like that. But it's just enough pressure. That so it's all about I came up with this on my own. I think the way I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, you're having the physical sensation of me doing this. So I'm stimulating you with touch.
And you're asking me about my birthday.
And then I'm stimulating your brain. And so those two things, you're no longer you do not have the cognitive ability to then go, okay, but I'm also freaking out about this.
Yeah. No,
and so it will
doesn't work.
I do the stick in the bicycle spoke.
Seriously brilliant, yes.
And so that's a good trick to use for kids. If they're freaking out, I think the worst thing to do is to try to, one, unless they have been like hurt, and you need to find out like what on you is hurt, but is to be like, what's wrong? No, get them to calm down first. But even for my kids, well, this is the other thing I do with strangers' kids and in here. Even if they are hurt, unless I can, they talk about how ADHD people are excellent in a crisis. Like, if this building was on fire right now, I could evacuate it. I could have everything all good, cool as a cucumber. You asked me to go check the mail. Not as bad about this anymore. You asked me to go outside by myself and check the mail, and I'm like, oh, all the neighbors are outside. They're going to be looking at me. No,
nice.
I'm so stupid.
No, you're not. No, but
no. This was back in the day. I'm not like that now. But so with the kids, anytime the kids have ever gotten hurt, as soon as they start crying, or if I would hear them fall, the first thing I would do, before I even knew what happened, I'd go, "You're okay. You're okay." Never a scared tone. Never acting like I am concerned, like scared at all. And I don't do the, oh, my baby. None of that. Because 9 times out of 10,
they're fine.
Well, not even that. 9 times out of 10.
And they're looking to you for the reaction. So if you are going, oh, no.
They'll look to you for your reaction, but also your response will control their cortisol. Right. Cortisol will control how intense their pain is. Yes. It really will. And so I keep my tone calm. I use distraction. There's times when they are hurt, but all that they need to get over it is a little mommy love or a little. So there's strangers' kids. I'll do this. Like if I see the kid and they're freaking out or whatever, and I'll go over it. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, the mom's like, and I'll go, hey, did you know that I'm a doctor? And they'll be like, and I'm like, yeah, like, okay, let me evaluate you. And it doesn't matter what they hurt, but this is what I always do. I'll go like this, and they'll hold up one finger, and I'll just make up words. I'll be like, okay, now we need to take your temporal phalange, and I need you to do this. All right, now take your quadriceps and do this. Take one, and then I'll go like this, and they're following everything that I'm doing, like like it's just the gospel. And
And
then I'll
that's-
go, okay,
I
now
love
go
it.
like this, and I'll stick their finger up their nose. They'll start laughing, and I'm like, you're fine. And then it's all done. It's over. But or if it takes a little bit longer, I'll just act so serious. And I'm like, okay, you know what I think we need to do? I think I need to go fart in this water bottle, and I'm going to bring it back, and you're going to drink it. And then they start laughing, and I'm like, you're fine.
Oh my.
Literally redirection. But
Yes.
in any stressful situation, that's why, I mean, they say comedy is laughter is the best medicine. It really is, because it's about redirecting your nervous system, controlling your cortisol, because cortisol it can control your level of your pain, your level of your anger, and
your stress level. If you're going to overeat too, that is all included.
Yes. So there was a she might watch this, but there was there's a girl, sweet girl that I go to church with, and I'm not gonna say her name or anything, but her and her family have been just going through the hardest time lately. And so Sunday was our night of worship at church. And this goes back to that, we're good in a time of crisis, but otherwise,
right. Mm-hmm.
I don't have social anxiety anymore. But one thing that I never in 1,000 billion years thought that I would be able to do is be one of those when they do the altar call, or they tell people to go up to the front and you can like pray, like get on your knees at the steps of the thing. I'm like, what? No, I'm never going to do that. But when it comes to me loving people and empathy and stuff, so
that like trumps it. You're like, no,
yeah. So
you have to do it.
We were at night of worship, and I thought that it was her. She was wearing a hat, and so she went down, and she was on the ground, and for a long, like not a long time, for about 2 or 3 minutes, she was by herself, and everybody's singing, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to see. I'm like, is that her? Is that her? And when I was pretty sure it was, and what I was about to do, I'm like, please God, let this be her, because I'm about to do something crazy. So I jumped out of the aisle. I went down there, grabbed her butt. I really did. Luckily, it was her.
This is a / WTF moment, isn't it?
It is, but it's also, but you know what? Because she was just bawling. She instantly knew it was me, because that's the type of lunatic that I am. When I say grabbed, I don't mean like, but I love to go up behind my friends, not dudes. Well, there's a couple old men, but I will go up behind my friends at church, and I'll like pinch their butt, and they turn around, and they always know that it's me.
Gotcha.
But it's so that like distracted her. I never, in any other circumstance though, I would not have the nerve to just, but I stayed down there and this is not me like, no, this is 100% God. Like, look, I'm going to make sure you have no anxiety right now. So I sat down there at the front, like on my knees with her, hugging her. I just let her cry on me, squeezing her, singing with her. And then she was just like, still like heaving, crying. And so when we stood up, if anybody that I go to church with sees this, well, if you know me, you shouldn't be surprised. When she stood up and we started to walk away, I was like, by the way, your boobs look great today. She busted out laughing.
A good misdirect. Yes. A good
misdirect. Because I wanted her, if she was going back to her seat, I wanted her to be able to breathe.
Right.
But she also, when we were down at the the foot of the stage, she needed to be able to cry. So sometimes there is redirect. I kept throwing in little funny things so that she wasn't like hyperventilating, because I don't want her to throw up, on the stage. But then it's good to get it out. She needed to purge it out.
Right.
But I knew that she came by herself that night. I knew that it would not be good for her to be then like sitting in her row, heaving, crying. And so she ended up too. Yeah. So she was laughing, and she walked a little bit taller, and her boobs did look great on Sunday.
Great.
And then, for the next song, it was towards the end, all the people were down at the front, and they're like jumping and singing, and she went down there, and she was in the crowd, and I'm like, good.
That's
it was 100% a God thing, but it's redirecting with adults.
Right. That's right. Well,
it's a good tool.
Definitely. Which in my case, I would have to practice trying to say something I would have to sit there and think about a situation that was going to happen with my kids that I knew it was going to happen. And I'd have to practice those words so that they came first instead of my, right?
I think I've done it with, I'm almost positive I've done it with Jack and
I have
Jet
seen
before.
it. Yes, I've seen it multiple times. And generally I gauge it by their face. And of course, if somebody's there and like she intervened and I go, all right, I'm not going to call them. Normally I don't, but if they're coming to me, I do, I'm going to, hey, what's wrong? I try not to still go, oh,
or even when a kid is disobeying. It's hard when it's my own kid. But a trick that you can try.
Do tell.
And this goes for teens and everything. So if they're disobeying, when it's a younger kid, let's say, okay, so I have different examples. When it's a kid that is, when they can understand, so let's say 3 and kindergarten age.
All right.
If they're doing something that they shouldn't do, and you tell them no, obviously first in the stern way, and if they still don't do it, then to me,
what do you do?
Well,
because I'm like, oh, you can't draw there. I go, I'm going to have to take your utensil away, or you can't draw anymore. I have to do that. So
I got this from Super Nanny back. I used to own a daycare for a really long time. Super Nanny, the tricks work.
All right, what do you do?
Talking to, especially a little kid, from way up here is very.
Oh, right, yeah. No, you have to get down there on their level.
So I get down and I get. Yes, I'm
right?
at the wrong place.
That's
so I get on their level, and sometimes, because being defiant and getting in trouble, if they're ADHD, gives them
attention,
gives them dopamine, right. And so I cut that off right at the knees.
I think I did that too
by not getting upset.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll try first by being silly, and I'll be like, seriously, are you really not going to listen to me right now? And a lot of times when they realize that I'm not going to get mad because that's so what they're used to, then they'll laugh, and I'll go, even though you're adorable, you're still not going to be able to do this.
See that? Yeah. Like just even that, I would have to practice because I'm.
Oh, girl, it did not come natural.
Right. No, I mean, and that's okay because we do have to practice those things even harder because we're fighting against our nature, which is.
Because trust me, the beast within. Let me just tell you, the beast that lies within me wants to be like.
We should come up with some names for those. Sometimes I'm like, no, you don't want me to be Momzilla, do you?
Yeah, no, it's more than Momzilla.
I understand. I was just trying to say it nice.
The wicked witch of the whatever.
The waste. Oh, sorry.
Of the waste?
I don't know. Yeah. The wastelands. Come on.
Although I thought you meant like the waste. I'm like.
All right. So what else do you have for adults or teens?
So I do have. Okay. So I really do have more. I know we're going to go a little bit late. I will edit this because now that my train of thought is whatever, and I'm not focusing on.
All right, so you're saying
eyeball. I do have a lot of tips, and what I think I will do is kind of like I did the video about the swimming.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll do it with that. I'll make it a 90-second reel.
Dubbing that from the Dirty Old Men, the legs video. Yeah. All right. When we sit here together, you would never know. But when we stand up together, I'm like a shrimp, and she's just like, woo.
Here. It's like, let's show how tall we are.
No, they can't tell from here.
No, okay. Well, no, because because then all it would be like my legs down.
Yeah, but
that's a different channel. Man, if I really thought that I could make some money at that, I would so do it. I wouldn't tell Matt either.
Okay. He's just having a good time with that motor.
I'd be like, who wants to look? No, I could not really. I was actually thinking about that the other day. No, anyway. No,
that's okay. All right. So, what else do you want to say? Either we're going to cut it off, or we're going to say, is there a win or a WTF?
So I do have a win. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. After this is done, I'll record a thing that has genuinely do have a lot of good redirection tips and tricks. It's for adults and for kids, stuff that you can even use at work, that in crisis, when they're hurt, when they're misbehaving, when they're having a meltdown, it's all tried and true things. Now, if for some reason it does not work for you in a particular situation, don't come back and be like, Michelle, that sucks. I'm like, well, it was free.
How about if you have a particular situation that's going on, then reach out to us and let us know what's going on and see
Yes,
if we
in
can
the moment when
try
your
to
kid,
troubleshoot you. Yeah.
if your kid is losing, then what I want you to do is I want you to be like, you know what? Hold on, I'm going to call this girl from the internet.
That is not what I meant.
I'm going to call legs.
I meant reach out to us. If you're like, man, I tried one of your strategies and it's just not working, or this didn't work, or that.
The laptop is about to die.
Oh, right. Well, I guess we are done.
So I guess we will. Oh, real quick, before it dies, I do have a WTF.
Okay, tell us.
But I have no. I won't call it. Well, I'm going to call it a win. It's a WTF and a win. Let me do it fast. So there's some horrible things going on in Texas with.
Oh, you can't say. Just go ahead.
No,
say.
no. What I was gonna. Oh, because I have to say this one part.
Okay.
Horrible things going on in Texas with my sister. It involves CPS and my niece and all these things. Last night, so I'm working to fight to protect my niece. Last night, though, my sister has been calling me from where she's incarcerated.
Oh, okay.
I have been, even though the phone calls are recorded, when she calls me, they had been very rehearsed on her end.
Okay.
We haven't spoken in 4 years. So as soon as she started calling, I started recording them on my end.
Yes. Okay, good.
But when I knew that she was done with her rehearsed part, there's a lot of things that she doesn't know I know. So I started asking her questions about her and catching
her off, right?
Catching her in lies, and I have them recorded. So I also found her. I'm going to be very vague about this, but it's a very good win, and I'm very excited. One of the situations with my niece involves a man that I got my sister on recording saying that she did not know that she had only met one time when she bummed a cigarette off of him.
Okay.
Have it recorded. Have it recorded, her changing her story multiple times about this incident with my niece.
Thank goodness. Okay.
I found my sister's TikTok. I looked up the man that she was referring to. So I looked him up, got his picture. Then separately, I'd found my sister's TikTok. My sister has video of her with this man and my niece on TikTok. Recorded it, sent it.
So this is
sent the picture.
The proof?
Sent it to the caseworker last night at about midnight, Texas time. And I was like, this needs to go to court. This is the guy. This is her with him. Recording. She recorded him coming out of the motel room. Got it on recording.
Wow.
And the screenshot of where this gentleman is a registered sex offender. And I have it on tape where she told me that she
didn't know him.
Yeah.
Because she's flat out lied.
And so I am like, oh, I hope this is what is needed to put her away.
So well, that is
it's a win and a WTF.
Yeah.
I was
because for how many years now? Like a lot of years. I mean, too many years. So that is definitely.
I was so happy last night. It was like when I made the connection, because the guy is very unique looking, and I'm like, wait. And I went and I got her TikTok again, and yes, this man that she said she did not know that this horrible thing, but yeah, there's a video of her with my niece and this man coming out of a hotel room, and I'm like, I got your ass. Sorry, shouldn't say it like that, but. Anyway,
they're gonna get him. That's fine.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm sorry this was like such a crazy one. I cannot believe that
you should know us for real.
I know. I cannot believe that I got. Obviously, this is a really good topic that I think maybe is going to help a lot of people because we've never had this many disruptions before, and so I feel like I just wrote a thing last night. How I feel like there is a surge in like spiritual warfare right now.
Okay.
And just bad things. And so I think that this topic or whatever the direction that we're going with this is obviously going to help people. And so I think that's maybe why we were interrupted today, I think. And so I would like for us to elaborate on it more.
Which one in particular?
We are
going to elaborate
the
on?
Impulse control, all the impulse control things, but not so much the like, oh, our kid put a quarter in their mouth. Impulse control, like as it relates to de-escalation,
Right. Okay. Yes. That's
and how it does impact your cortisol, which your pain, which this, because in marriages and relationship, in the workplace, in just everything, if you've got two people at work that are very, very toxic, and they are always go at it, they make your workplace just very like to be around them. One of the good things about being the funny girl is when I would see things start to ramp up like that, like back when I had to work a regular job. I worked with my last job, I worked with all men at this warehouse, and it was truck drivers and stuff. And these fools they would just go at it. And so I would come in and I would be like, "Oh, I see. Oh, are you on your period?" And that would just like throw them off. They would stop for long enough that one of them would either be so annoyed with me that they would leave, but it would cut it off. But I think that the tips and tricks and just knowing more about the who, what, when, why, like how it all relates,
right? Yeah,
could help so many situations.
Definitely. Well, and yeah, even if you're undiagnosed and you're like, why do I just keep blowing up at this thing? I mean, that's the other
it's not
thing
something
that we're saying.
It's not even a neuro.
Because
it crosses the neurodivergent lines, kind of like I say, and this is the last thing, and then we can go. Like I say with comedy, someone is like, "Why did you get into comedy?" Because it is absolutely impossible to be sad and laughing at this exact same time, to be stressed and laughing at the exact same time. And I know it sounds cheesy, I know it sounds dumb, but my favorite thing in the whole wide world to do is to love people and to make people happy. And whenever you do have a lot of trauma, it is true, you make it your life's goal to make sure that nobody ever feels the way that you did, as long as you turn it into something healthy. Isaiah 66:9, I will not cause pain without allowing something new to be born. So that's what I've always done. And so I'm like, you know what? These people could be having the worst day. Someone could come in, they could have just lost their job, whatever. But for the seconds when I'm making them laugh, in those moments, it is physically and cognitively impossible to be cracking up and sad.
Right. This reminds me, I know we're supposed to kind of talk. Whatever. This reminds me of multiple situations where I have been in the hospital.
The two people watching, I love you.
I've been in the hospital with either a loved one, or it was me, or another of my loved ones. I keep saying that because multiple, but where everybody there is so nice. They're talking to you, and guess who's cracking jokes? First of all, I'm cracking jokes.
I am.
Whoever, my other people that are there in the hospital room, cracking jokes too.
1 nanosecond, actually,
because instead of sitting there being scared and freaked out about what's going on, we're just kind of like, oh, I got this crowd here now.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm special.
I feel okay.
Turns that around.
I really feel like we're going on a really good thing. The people that are going to watch it are going to watch it. I'm going to try to grab the charger. Do you care if we keep going?
No, aside from we could either stop it and then decide to do another if that's what you want to do.
Let's stop this one.
What did this start? 2 episodes? I don't know.
Yes. So we're going to stop it real quick. If you are watching, we're literally going to stop. I'm going to plug the laptop in. Don't go anywhere. Like stay right there where you are. Stay tuned. And we're going to come right back because I really feel all of a sudden like this is going to be really good.
What else do you need to say? What else do we need to make some notes beforehand? I know I definitely should check one of my kids.
Anyway, let me get this. So we'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere.